Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Now, since 1980, every winner of the South Carolina Republican primary has won the party's nomination.
And the election won't be over as of Iowa. It's going to go on. We bought our plane tickets for South Carolina.
Chad Connelly is the chairman of the South Carolina Republican Party. Dick Harpootlian, the chairman of the South Carolina Democratic Party. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Chad,
Chris. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Bachman says she's bought a plane ticket. So did Rick Perry. Says after Iowa, he's putting all his efforts into South Carolina. Not surprising that these conservative candidates are going to the next conservative state. But do you think, Chad, that they'll all make it there?
Well, you know, it's going to be a wide open race here, and I've been saying a long time that our state is the ultimate retail politics place. It's small enough that everybody can crisscross the state, and let's face it, our primary voters have a high bar of expectation. So we'll see who survives Iowa and moves on to New Hampshire, and then, of course, here to South Carolina. But so like you said, since 1980, we've selected the right nominee.
One thing we know for sure, Dick, is everybody will have to sort of adjust their strategy a little bit depending on what we see happening tomorrow in Iowa. I want to play a clip from Newt Gingrich over the weekend. Take a listen.
I think New Hampshire is the first perfect state to have a debate over Romney Care, and to have a debate about tax-paid abortions, which he signed, and to have a debate about putting Planned Parenthood on a government board, which he signed, and to have a debate about appointing liberal judges, which he did. And so I think New Hampshire is a good place to start the debate for South Carolina.
Good place to start the debate for South Carolina, and the indications are that his whole idea, obviously, of being positive has not helped his standing in the polls. Does it sound to you, Dick, like he's changing his strategy, that we're going to see him on the attack?
I'm sort of shocked he's waited so long. I got to tell you that Romney peeled the bark off of him in Iowa. And we're just beginning to see ads down here in South Carolina. I want to tell you, this reminds me a lot of 2004 on the Democratic side, when we had Kerry and 6 or 7 others fighting each other all the way through. There was a leader one day, and then it went down. The lead changed 9 times in 2003. So we've seen this phenomenon on the Democratic side before. And again, watching these guys go at each other is fascinating on the Democratic side, because Mitt's right. About Newt, and Newt's right about Mitt, and Perry's right about both of them. So we're looking forward as Democrats to them coming to South Carolina and telling the truth about each other.
Well, one of the things that we know, and we've seen in the past, Chad, about South Carolina, it's been a kind of a firewall for conservatives. Is it likely to serve that function this time around?
Yeah, you know, I really think so. There's no question about it that some of them have really placed their bet here, and from what we're hearing, it looks like Speaker Gingrich and Governor Perry might even come here early and really get into that retail politicking. I think that a lot of candidates do see this as a firewall, and certainly if you look at what Governor Huckabee did here 4 years ago, he really launched out of here, he and John McCain both, and raised an awful lot of money. And I think that's what you're going to see coming out of Iowa. There'll be some momentum, and then we'll see what happens there and who shakes out of that mix. But I do believe this will be a firewall, and I think the voters of South Carolina, our primary voters, are typically a good blend of the conservative mix. We'll see exactly what happens come a couple weeks.
Yeah, without the results in from Iowa yet, Dick, what we're seeing is that Rick Santorum is finally putting up some ads. He spent almost no money in Iowa. Now he's putting up some ads in South Carolina. What do you think about that whole firewall concept?
Well, I think it is a good concept, and Santorum has been here many, many times. I think he's got some retail network. I think Gingrich has done the same thing, as has Perry. Mitt Romney just recently added Warren Tompkins, one of George W. Bush's chief strategists and a longtime political operative here, announced this weekend he's with Romney. So I think we're going to see sort of hand-to-hand combat here over the next couple weeks. And I got to tell you, it's going to get negative, it's going to get nasty, it's going to get dirty. And we know this. It's a lot like a midget mud wrestling match. We don't know who's going to win, but when it's over with, it'll be a midget and it'll be covered with mud.
I'm really left speechless. Dick Harpootlian, Chad Connelly. Gentlemen, look forward to having both of you on again very soon, closer to the primary there. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.